I manage product management for Oracle BPM Suite. And some of you asked me, Oracle has a BPM product. Yes, we do have. And today I'm not going to talk about the entirety of it. I'm going to talk about a subset of it. And before I get started, this must be pretty familiar to most of us because we are all from the vendor community. Essentially, it means that Manoj can go out and say whatever he feels like, but as Oracle, we are not responsible for him. Don't hold us accountable for whatever he says. We may or may not deliver products. So Paul kicked off this conference on Tuesday, and one of the things he pointed out was BPM has not realized its potential. And that was not a surprise. I think most of us realize that BPM has a lot more promise, and for various reasons, we have not reached there. So I was thinking, why is that the case? Why has BPM not realized its potential? And there are multiple reasons. I think to a large extent, many of us are responsible for that as well. I think maybe part of the problem is BPM means so many different things to so many different people. For some people, it's just a modeling. For some other people, it's about execution. For some people, it may even be about intelligence. And to complicate things, some of our friends, they are not in this room, and they shall not be named, have not helped the situation by continuing to invent things that they themselves sometimes are at trouble to explain, and the market, of course, gets more and more confused. But at the end of it, I think the most important reason lies with all of us. I think we have failed to articulate to the market what exactly is the business value. We may have articulated it, but we have not done it well enough. And my presentation, I think, ties into that. So what does business want? Of course, they want pretty pictures. Okay. It's more than that. I think Paul was saying business is most interested in financials. Many of the managers come from that perspective, and they understand charts, graphs. But most importantly, they are interested in moving the levers, and they need to know where the levers are. And so they want a lot of dashboards, intelligence around what's happening or what may happen. And you may ask, what's new about this? Haven't we already delivered this? Oracle has a very good business activity monitoring product, as do some of other vendors out here. And many of our customers are using business activity monitoring. In fact, I was at a customer site last year, and they had used a big plasma TV, and on their corridor, they had put business activity monitoring dashboards. And they told me, Manoj, since we put this up, people come here and they can see, oh, I'm responsible for this thing queuing up. It has improved people's actions. But for various reasons, outside of that monitoring situation, where you put these things in a command control type infrastructure, BAM has not, or business activity monitoring has not achieved its potential, even less than BPM. I think if I were to make a rough guess, only 30% of our BPM customers do business activity monitoring today. Let me go ahead and create a new KPI. And here you see that there are two types of KPI, real-time KPIs, KPIs which are being constantly calculated as events are flowing through, you're monitoring them. Or you can have scheduled KPIs, things that you're not interested in knowing all the time, but maybe twice a day or once a week you want them calculated. Real-time KPIs are much more interesting, and that's what we will use right now. Okay, so this is my KPI. To start with, one thing I did not mention so far is as you define your BPM processes, for that matter, as you do anything with our BPM infrastructure, whether you are doing mediations, whether you're doing service calls, we store automatically stuff in a process star schema. And then on top of that, as part of your process models, you can define business indicators that are your custom things that you want to go in there. And when I come to define this KPI, I can choose this, what we call as data objects, which are essentially things in our star schema. And in this case, I will use a call center fact. And let me do so what I want to do is I want to see if the call processing time is going up, okay? So I will do an average, and I want to do of call processing time. Maybe call wait time, or anything will is fine. And then I can choose to specify that I want to use regular rolling windows, and I want to do this over 30 minutes rolling windows, and I need at least 20 events before I calculate the averages. So this described what is my KPI, what am I measuring, okay? But with the KPI, I want to specify a threshold and what are the green, yellow, red ranges for that threshold. So that's what I will do next. I can go ahead and specify a constant threshold. Let me say that maybe 10 is a good 10 is a good average processing time, and then I can specify this would be red, below this would be green, and in between would be yellow, okay? And with each of these things, I can specify what action needs to be taken. I can launch business rules. We have customers who, when they detect things are not going right, they change the processing rules, so you can do that. You can invoke a web service, you can alert someone, type of things. So that was with a constant threshold, but things get more interesting. Instead of constant threshold, I can specify using deviation, standard deviation, or based on historical. So when I say historical, what I'm essentially saying is compare this with what I have historically seen. If it goes outside of that, then it's an issue. And with that, I can specify that how old things I want to take when I calculate the historical. So I will say I want anything older than 4 months. So what I've done so far is I've specified a KPI, I've specified what are my acceptable thresholds and around that, okay? But you see it is saying over the threshold or has this risk indicators. So in addition to specifying the threshold for this risk, this KPI itself, I can associate other risks, okay? In this case, I'm doing call processing time, but maybe call processing time becomes even more critical if my number of calls in the queue is high, okay? So I can choose other risks, and let me next. So next I will show you how this associated risk can be defined, and that's where actually some of the most interesting stuff what I wanted to show you in this demo is. So I can go to a business query and let me create a new one here. Okay. Here again, you will see that there are different types of queries. I can do regular queries, I can do aggregated queries, but what is the most compelling is this notion of a continuous query. And let's me give this a name. Call wait trend. Okay. So in this case, first thing you will see is this notion of a template. Okay. Here you see trending detection template. I have missing event template, and you will notice as I choose different templates, this UI is changing. I can do a moving aggregation template. But in this case, what I'm interested in is detecting the trend of call volume. So I will do the trend detection template. And I will use the same data object once more. And what I want to measure here is the number of calls. So I just do a count. And I can group this thing by different criteria. Let me say I want to group it by call priority. And again, I can use rolling windows, and I can say I want to do it over 1 hour. And I want to be this to be updated every 10 minutes. And this rolling window can be based on different timestamps. In this case, I want to do it based on call close time. The second thing, because we chose a trending detection template, here I have a pattern for trending itself, okay? And I'm not writing any sophisticated query. I'm defining things in terms that a business can understand, that my trending is that the indicator is going more than 10% of its value for maybe 3 consecutive intervals, and the intervals were what I decided here. And then I can say what is outputted. As you saw, we could use this trend detection query in the KPI query itself, or we can also associate actions, the same type of actions, like I want to update a rule, notify someone, etc. from here. So that was essentially the demo, and let me get back to the presentation now. So in summary, what did I show you? Okay, I showed you quite a few things, but 2 things I would highlight here. First is we started with this notion of complex event processing, and sometimes I wonder how we as a community come up with names. Okay, you put something called complex. It sounds very good when we gather as group that we are doing leading edge stuff, but a customer is dealing with solving the simple problems, and you tell something is complex, you have lost them. So this realization we had, we got rid of the complex, but I'm not joking. Today you go to Oracle and there is no complex event processing product. It's an Oracle event processing now. Okay. But even event processing is not what we want to talk to business folks about, okay? What we want to talk to them about is things that matter to them. And that's what we saw in this demo, that instead of writing a continuous query, and I could have showed you under the cover that it's a CQL, continuous query language, okay, using streams and windows and all of those stuff. But we abstracted all that away from the business folk. Instead, we provided meaningful things, meaningful patterns that business users would most often use. We saw a few things, trends. I very quickly showed you things like missing averages, missing events. Rolling averages and missing events. We also have a strategy here of what we think of as a cartridge-based environment, okay? We will provide a few of these things, but essentially our partners or even customers could plug in their own, where you would provide a UI, like for that pattern, what would be the things that you would want to collect, and you would provide what CQL that generates to. So that was the first thing I showed to you, is a business person could write things that they are interested in without getting bogged down into the details of the CP. The next thing is what we saw here is a coming together of our BAM, CEP, or let me actually take a step back, not CEP, pattern and trend detection, and business intelligence. In this demo, I did not show you much of business intelligence, but the Composer product that I showed you, if you are an Oracle BI customer, you would be able to have the BI stuff there as well. And the same, you can bring BI dashboards into this, you can take some of these trends into BI. So that, I think, is how we are looking at this problem, and we believe this is going to provide business users a really compelling value going forward.